Joining us now here on the desk is Manuel Gomez. He's a terrorism expert and a former special agent with the FBI. He's worked closely with the DOD, the National Security Agency, the CIA, everyone. Mr. Gomez, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us here this morning. We're watching this manhunt all unfold, and we've seen, and I'm sure you've done your share of research over the last week, earmarkings of what these gentlemen were able to perpetrate. Have more of the earmarkings of domestic terrorism, international terrorism? Do we know any more of the background on here?
Well, information that's coming out presently indicates that these people are foreign nationals, that they have been in country for about a year. They're in their 20s. That hasn't been reported yet exactly what country they're from. Clearly, they were here for ulterior motives than whatever they purported to be. They had the means and the access to commit these heinous crimes, and the FBI, I'm sure, at the moment is studying exactly where they came from, what ties they have, if they do indeed have international ties to Al-Qaeda or any other group, and finding out exactly who they contacted, who in-house, in-country they could possibly have any ties with.
So when you're saying foreign nationals, are you saying a possible sleeper cell?
That's still to be determined, but the information that I have received are that they are foreign nationals, that they weren't born here, that they came from a foreign country, and they have been here for about a year.
Is that basically kind of along the lines of what Mary's talking about, just kind of the things you hear of just kind of immersing yourself in society, blending in, and then at some point a trigger goes and something like this happens?
That's absolutely right. I mean, these people affected what many others had tried to do in 12 years. We have thwarted any and all terrorist activity in this country for the last 12 years, and these people managed to actively set this thing off and kill numerous people.
If I can ask you, with this man, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Before we just have new information, Chechnya is the area that we're looking at as foreign nationals. What does that tell you? Associated Press reporting that right now. What do we know now more with your experience from that area?
Well, obviously that's been a bed of international terrorism for many years. That these folks are there indicates that perhaps they are Islamic fundamentalists, or obviously clearly they have an axe to grind. We can't commit yet to say exactly where they're from or what group they belong to, if any group, but obviously these people were very well trained, very well prepared, and very well motivated to commit these acts.
How much of a concern is this now for U.S. officials, the FBI, the CIA, that something like an act like this has been perpetrated by quote-unquote foreign nationals, when I guess all week long it wasn't necessarily pointing in that direction, but now it seems like you've mentioned, and what we're reporting from the AP here, that seems to be the case, in fact.
That's true. Everybody in the law enforcement intelligence community, we all agreed that it was never an issue of if. It was an issue of when and how. Now we know when and how this happened. And in truth, it happened pretty simply. I mean, a pressure cooker with some nails and explosive devices were able to set off this week-long event. And so it continues. It's unfolding as we speak.
Okay. How does this change security in our nation, now knowing from sources that Boston bomb suspects from the Russian region near Chechnya lived in the U.S. for at least 1 year? What does this say?
It's a game changer, just like 9/11 was a game changer and it heightened security ever so much. This is totally a game changer as well. What makes this different are a few things. One is that they targeted a special event that hadn't happened before. That's going to now elevate the security in all our events, obviously the New York Marathon included. Secondly, that these folks were able to do it with simple explosives. It wasn't a very complicated, sophisticated plan. It was done very simply with household goods that one could buy anywhere in a Home Depot, etc. And third, that they are not the profile of what we would expect. This is a totally different profile that we're getting now.
How does that now change everything to now find out that we're, essentially being able to confirm these reports from the AP that Chechnya, this region, this Russian region, is not something that was really kind of in the blueprint, I think, of all the places that people would have thought if this was international terrorism, this would not have been the first on the list.
Correct. Chechnya was not on our map when it comes to a domestic or international terrorism. Well, now clearly they are, and clearly we know now that we have to look at this in a broader spectrum than before.
As we talk to you, we're just taking a look at live pictures right now. This is a taxi cab that police pulled over. Those inside were taken out in handcuffs. This is the area surrounding that. Just right by there, you see the police cars and that taxi cab. Those people inside that cab were taking. They are in police custody right now, and there is a massive search going on inside that taxi cab to see what items might be in there. Of course, this whole area is on lockdown.
And Mary, while you were talking with Mr. Gomez a second ago, I was watching these pictures. This is Commonwealth and Charlesgate Avenue. We were zoomed in a second ago where you see that the police presence in the background beyond the overpass there. And there were not only SWAT agents there, but there were also some other officials in protective bomb gear. So you could see exactly they're taking every precaution possible. And we've been talking all morning about Watertown being on total lockdown. The only vehicles that you're seeing here are police and official vehicles. So cabs, any vehicles that are quote-unquote out of place right now are being stopped. And like we showed you with these pictures that we were showing you a second ago, they were talking with some of the occupants of this cab. They're in custody right now. We'll continue to update that as we continue to go. Mr. Gomez, we thank you so much. We ask that you stay with us if you can, but we thank you for your insight as we continue to look at these live pictures here from Watertown with this total lockdown underway at this moment.